Warning: we are about to witness his hometown buddies getting together to have a good time. Please do not take anything serious. We are just here for our fun.
You in?
Huh?
Are we in?
Oh yeah, we're in.
We're in.
We're in.
All right. Tonight / in the morning, we're gonna be cooking a brisket through the night. Me and Garrett on the smoker. We're gonna be doing a brisket through the night, ribs in the morning, and what else? Mac and cheese. Too.
Yeah. We also got a little bit of our flair on some mac and cheese. We're gonna do maybe a 4 cheese, 5 cheese, bake, smoke, crumble on top. Little surprise. So we'll see what happens.
You guys are gonna see. I'm gonna show you how it gets down in Ridge's kitchen with the smoking. It's about to be good.
Yeah, we got a new little facility that we're working with right now.
Yeah. Working. Thanks to Uncle Dallas for putting it out there.
Thank you very much.
But say no more. I'm gonna get to prepping. First step is trimming, so that's where we're going first.
All right, so right here we're cooking a brisket today. As you see, I'm patting that sucker down right now. We're smoking this brisket on the smoker, and you got to pat that bad boy down, get all the juices off. You don't really have to, but I pat it down with paper towel. As you see right now, I'm trimming it. Garrett's kind of messing with it too. We're trimming all the hard fat. I leave a lot of fat because fat is flavor, man. So I'm trimming off the extra fat that's not needed, I guess. But I leave a lot. I only really trim it, like I said, if it's hard. But trimming that fat up, and then you see the mustard bottle sitting right there. We're gonna mustard that sucker up. The mustard is to really bind. The bind on the mustard, man, really just allows the seasoning to stick to the meat. As you see right here, I mean, I'm getting ready to season this sucker with I think it's Meat Church. I just put the mustard on, gloves. I use gloves. It makes it easier, cleaner. You don't gotta wash your hands every time. But Meat Church, I believe that's it's either Holy Gospel, or Holy Cow. I think it's what it's called. But as you see, I'm applying that seasoning pretty liberal, man. It's a long smoke, big piece of meat. The only piece of seasoning that's getting on it is the outside, and there's a ton of meat in the middle. So you want to put a ton of seasoning to get that meat really seasoned up, get it good, man. It's gonna go on the smoker for 12 to 20 hours. Long time. All right, right here we've let the brisket sit for a while. It's probably been a half hour, an hour. Really, I like to let it sit longer, but we didn't have much time in this. We were trying to cook quick. So we're putting another layer of the seasoning on. Heath Riles garlic butter, good shit at Walmart. We're gonna take this out to the smoker, add it to the smoker. That's coming right up here. When it gets to the smoker, man, we're gonna put it on. Smoker is gonna be at 225 degrees. That'll let us run most of the night. Sometimes I cook lower temperature, but I really wanted it to be done at a certain time so we can get these ribs on later in the next morning. But 225, that'll run pretty much all night. Rectech, man, it's a beast. Good cold weather smoker. I got the point towards the hopper that allows it. I mean, the point can take more heat, so point's getting cooked there towards the hopper. The sucker's getting cooked. All right, and right here, while that brisket's on the smoker, like I said, that's 12 to 20 hours. We're this is the next morning actually. We put that brisket on the night before, but we're getting 2 spare baby back ribs set up here to put on the smoker. These are going on after the brisket, which is done pretty shortly after these ribs were done here. Me and Garrett did this a couple weeks ago. I think this was right, Garrett.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, a couple weeks ago. But right here, I'm pulling off the membrane. That's, to me, is the most important part. I've cooked them with the membrane on. You got to kind of cut the membrane up if you're going to do that. But I recommend pulling it. Use a paper towel. Start in the middle. You can pull it up in the middle and then just put your finger under and it'll pull all the way up on both sides. Get that membrane off. Again, like the brisket, I use mustard. You can really use whatever binder you want. I mean, hot sauce, mayonnaise. It don't really matter. You're not gonna taste it. But I use the mustard again to make that seasoning stick. And this one I got Gary helping me Shout out Gary, but I got Gary helping me season these. We're seasoning them up right now. I don't know exact. I think we're using that garlic butter seasoning on one of the racks, and then the other rack, I think we're using Meat Church Hot Honey Hog. I think that was. But again, we're liberal with the seasoning, as you can tell. Seasoning that sucker up, and they're ready right there. All right, the ribs have sat for as long as we could let them to let that seasoning adhere. We were on a time crunch here, so we couldn't really do it like we wanted. Like I said, if you got the time, I'd season them the night before, man. The more time it's got, you can rest it in the fridge with the seasoning. A night is probably as long as I'd go, but it adds a ton of flavor letting it go overnight. But you see here, we're going out to the smoker. Again, shout out RecTech, best smoker out there, I think.
It's daylight too.
Yep, daylight here in this one. This is the next morning after the brisket. As you see, we're going to open up this smoker. Brisket's off. Brisket's already in the cooler, getting cooled down. Add in, that looks like the garlic butter seasoning on that one. We're going to throw that one on. Like I said, 3-2-1 method, man. It's going to be 3 hours here in the smoke.
And the garlic was mine, right?
Yeah, garlic was Garrett's. The other one was mine. We were just testing, seeing which one was better flavor.
Soon, folks. 225.
All right, those ribs are on, man, and now me and Gary are going to start his specialty here. This is the smoked mac and cheese, and let me tell you, not the key. You can use store-bought already shredded mac and cheese, but or shredded cheese, but if you shred your own cheese, it melts a hell of a lot easier, and honestly, it's better. But right here, we're shredding 5 different kind of cheeses. What kind of cheeses, Gary? I think Gouda's one of them.
Yeah, Gouda. I'm pulling the Gouda out right now. Sadly, around our area, it's hard to find whole blocks of Gouda cheese. So we had to settle for some kind of bullshit cheeses. But if you do go look for good cheeses, ask your butcher, because he'll get you some of the best things out there.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Your local butchers, man. You'd be surprised. They carry a lot of good stuff. If it's a little far of a drive, call ahead, man. Ask your local butcher what you can get, meat and cheese wise. They usually carry a lot of stuff. But as you can see, we're shredding up cheese here. We've got Gouda, I think
Sharp cheddar,
white American cheddar. We got pepper jacks coming in.
and
That's the 4
provolone as
shredded
well.
cheeses. Yep. I think a little provolone was in there, but we got cream cheese too. That's
as our 5th.
Yeah, as our 5th. That adds in there.
And that just gives a very nice, silky, creamy texture to that mac and cheese. Especially with it being in the smoke for, I think 2 hours we did?
Yeah, 2 hours, man. And the smoke adds a lot of flavor. If we used, what people, an offset smoker, that's actual logs and wood. I'm just got a pellet smoker. It'd have more smoke flavor, but, can't complain. I like pellet smoker. It's easier. You don't got to man it. But as you see here, we're shredding the hell out of this cheese. This is all getting ready for the roux that is getting ready to be made. Gary makes this roux. Kills it on the roux, man. That mac and cheese was killer. So
Yeah.
we're getting all that shredded up, and Gary, you got as you see, he's cutting up the Gouda right there.
It's tedious, you wanna get it to the right size, where it's not too thick in the sauce, but also melts down and becomes one with the sauce. So, yeah, a lot of good surprises to see, and here's the next little part.
All right, and then in this part right here, we're back with the ribs. We're doing the 3-2-1 method. I didn't say that in the first part, but that's 3 hours on, 2 hours in a wrap, 1 hour back on, unwrap. Right here, we're just doing, we're going to wrap these in aluminum foil, but we're making a little boat for them. Give them a little flavor, So put some brown sugar down first. After that, we're using some seasoning. I think we're using some different seasoning here. Don't really matter. We're using some hot honey here. You can use regular honey. You can use whatever you want. I use hot honey there. I'm going to add butter here when the ribs come back in to the top. So you'll see.
All right. It's been 3 hours. We're going to take them off the smoker, take them inside, get them wrapped, and put them back on for another 2. Take a look there. Oh yeah, they're looking nice and how you want them.
Now, which one's whose?
This is the garlic butter seasoning. This is the hot honey you put on.
They are looking mean already.
Oh yeah, they are. Yes, sir, they are.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, let's take them inside, folks. Get a good view of them in the sunlight right there. Look at that.
Wow.
That's 3 hours in. 3 hours.
We just got the ribs off the smoker, man. They've been on 3 hours. We're putting them meat side down here, right in the wrap, as you can see, right on that brown sugar concoction we made there. Adds flavor right to the top, man. Good bites on the top, good flavor. We're gonna add that brown sugar again, right to the base of the ribs, or the back, as you want to call it. Some more seasoning. We're gonna add more honey here in a second, as you can see, and then we're gonna add some pads of butter. I cut up some butter. I add 4 pads. Well, and it's, I mean, you can use whatever you want, but right here I got some pretty good butter. It's called Irish something, but I recommend using good butter. I mean, I think it makes a difference. I think you taste the difference. When cooking, I use unsalted butter. Unsalted butter doesn't burn, and you know, I already have a ton of salt with the seasonings and all that stuff. So as you can see, I'm wrapping this up, making sure no bones poke through. This is double layer of aluminum foil. If the bones poke through, it'll dry out. Putting a little apple juice in there to keep some moisture, keep these ribs moist while they're on for another 2 hours. There's some bacon. That's gonna go on our mac and cheese. You'll see that here. Gary's gonna do a good job explaining about that mac, man. It was delicious.
So good.
As you see, I'm wrapping them up again. Gonna add some more apple juice here, and like I said, these are wrapped up. They're gonna go back on the smoker for another 2 hours, and after 2 hours, we'll see you again. Look, we're walking out right now. That's Winston, the best dog in the world, little Winston. Add these things back on. I think at this point I switched which side the ribs were on. Mix up the pellets. We're going, man.
All right. So welcome back, guys. Actually, we're gonna take that out. But all right, guys. So we're gonna do the mac and cheese. So I'm gonna run you through kind of the steps and the process that we're gonna do today. So first, we're gonna start with the roux, kind of the thickener for the mac and cheese itself. Actually, before we even go with that, we're gonna do our noodles. So what I like to do, it's about 3. I don't know how many people are gonna eat this. Maybe 6, 7 people.
Yeah, 5 to 6 people
Yeah.
probably.
So we're doing about a pound of noodles.
That's plenty, people.
Yeah.
Plenty. Especially with all the other food we got going.
So I already got this water boiling, so we're gonna throw the noodles in there, and we're gonna just let them cook until they're just coarse, you know, like not too soft, but just enough where they're not gonna overcook in the smoker. So I like to also throw a little bit of salt. Do we have a little bit of salt?
Yes, we do. And those that's salt.
Yep.
I got pink Himalayan salt. You want that?
Yep, you throw that in.
It's up in there somewhere. Just gotta look for it. I think it'd be on the bottom shelf somewhere.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, let's use regular salt.
No biggie.
No biggie.
So we're just gonna throw a little of that salt in there. Help some noodles cook a little bit. So we're gonna let that sit, and we're gonna start on our roux now. So our roux, we're gonna get a pan. We're gonna fit everything into this pan, essentially noodles, cheese, the roux. So make sure you get a big enough pan for what you're making. All right, we're gonna start up. I want to start hot, and then I want to bring the temperature down as we do the process.
That's
So-
key, people. That's key.
Yeah, it's very key. So we're gonna go pretty high flames right now, just to get it warmed up. I have a half stick of butter, or half a cup of butter, sorry. That's gonna be the first thing that we're gonna throw in, alongside with some other ingredients.
Heck yeah, this is gonna be some good mac and cheese, man. I don't know if Garrett, I don't think he told you yet, but we've got, while he's over there, I'll show you, we've got 5 4 different kinds of cheese here. We got pepper jack, freshly shredded. We got Gouda. We got freshly shredded yellow or sharp cheddar. We got freshly shredded white cheddar.
And we also have some cream cheese as well, so it's actually 5
cream cheese. Okay.
All right, so we got the roux. We're gonna start the roux. We're gonna put a little butter in there, preferably a little salted. You're also gonna throw some flour in there as well to make the roux and thicken it up as well. You want to get kind of like a custard-like texture. A little salt, and then also a little heavy cream or half and half to kind of give it that silky, buttery texture. Also, you need to have your noodles that you're gonna want cooking. Boil them to your texture of liking. I like to do a little under because it's gonna cook also in the smoker.
In the smoker and while it's in the pan with the roux.
Yeah.
Recommend we both do starting the noodles probably a little bit before you start the roux. You see here we're adding the cheese. I mean, this project right here was Gary's baby. He's the I do the smoking, man. I do the simple cooking meats, long hours. It ain't that hard. Garrett's the mastermind in the kitchen, man. So you see he's making that roux here.
And you want to get a really good smoked cheese, so we use Gouda in this, and if you can find some cheese that you really like that's aged, that's good smoke to it, better. More cheese the better. How can you go wrong with cheese, right?
You can't go wrong with cheese, man. And as you see here, we're it looks like we're getting ready to add the noodles. We got that roux going. Garrett just tasted it. We're adding them noodles. Gonna stir them around, get that nice and gooey, man. I mean, you know how you like mac and cheese, everybody. You want that cheese all cheesy and blended in. When it comes to the roux, Garrett told you the kind of seasonings we put in. You can really, you can make it your own, man. If you're down south and you like Cajun, you can add Cajun. I mean, you can add whatever you want.
But the key to this right here is I'm putting breadcrumbs.
What kind of breadcrumbs? You remember?
Panko breadcrumbs, actually.
Yes, sir.
And then we're also putting some of our rub spices, a little bit of melted butter to let it stick, and also crust up nice. And so now we're gonna pour this mac and cheese right into our tin, aluminum pan, and get every last little bit, as you can see Ridge did. And then we're gonna pull this panko and breadcrumb seasoning and put it right on top, making sure it's thick. You don't want to see no mac and cheese. You want that to be all crust basically. And we're gonna take that bad boy outside to the smoker, throw it in right with the ribs.
And that smoker's on 225 for anybody that's curious. 225, man. That's the whole. All right, we're going outside right here. Getting ready to unwrap these ribs. In this clip right here, I actually talked through it. Did a pretty good job explaining, but the wind was terrible, man. Killed the mic. So we're unwrapping the ribs right here. This is after a total of 5 hours. We've got 1 hour left in the smoke. As you see, we just put the mac and cheese on, so we got about another hour with the mac and cheese, just letting that crust up there. But I'm unwrapping the ribs. You can take the ribs off and put them back on bare. It's up to you. I leave them in the aluminum foil just because there's them juices in there that we put. It adds a lot of flavor, adds a lot of, and honestly kind of protects the bottom of the ribs. Keeps them from getting burned up. But as you can see, I flipped those ribs over so the meat side's back up. We started the cooked meat side up. Got the ribs showing, man. They're gonna get more smoke, another hour, and those suckers are done and good to eat.
Make sure you change your gloves too. Don't forget that.
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's time to get that nice cruise.
Got the video on? Absolutely, absolutely. Letting some of the smoke kind of pour out.
So what are you doing right now, Rich?
I'm just saucing these ribs up, boys. Everybody knows a little barbecue. Wet ribs are better than dry ribs. We can argue about that in the comments, but I am saucing these bad boys up, man. Getting these Johns pretty, as they say. Sauce, all nice, spread all over. isn't smoky, but you get the concept, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll just pull the mac and cheese out for you. I'll probably pull it out just 15 minutes later.
Sounds good, man.
So I'll leave it on the 2 over there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Next up.
Eat in 30 minutes.
All right, back to some brisket action here, man. This is the killer part, man. My favorite part of barbecue, brisket. But that brisket has been in the cooler. Shit, it was 8 to 10 hours at this point. After it's been off the smoker, right out of the smoker into the cooler, 8 to 10 hours, man, and that sucker is still juicy, hot, juice all in it, hot, moist. The thing about brisket that I recommend for people who have never cooked one or done anything with it, make sure don't cut it. One, don't cut it when it comes off the smoker. I would at minimum rest it for like an hour in a cooler or in the oven. I mean, somewhere to rest it and let it stay in that wrap and let it soak those juices in. Never cut it right away, man. I mean, never cut any piece of meat right away. But got that brisket out here. Like I said, 8 to 10 hours, man. It's mind-blowing, still hot. Shout out to Yeti. It's probably to do with the Yeti cooler. Most coolers probably wouldn't do that. But we're going to cut this brisket up. You cut right in the middle between the point and the flat. Right there where I'm cutting it right now. Point and the flat, because they run opposite. The point runs, I believe, if you're looking at this, the point would run vertical in that meat if you're looking at it straight on. And the grain, I should say, the grain and the point runs vertical. The flat right there runs side to side, horizontal. As you see, you cut the flat side to side. You're cutting against the grain, and I might have the way the grain is backwards on both sides, but on the flat, you cut right there. You cut about 1-inch pieces, man, to keep it thick, keep it juicy. As you see, the knife goes right through it. I mean, that's butter barbecue, man. I mean, tender, delicious meat. Me and Gary get some good pieces here, man. But the point's the money thing, man. If you're cooking for a group of people, save the point burn ends for yourself, man. That's where the money is. Look, gave Gary a piece. You can't hear him in the video, but look, the reaction, you can
Beautiful.
tell. He raves over it. He's
Amazing.
right here. Beautiful.
Can't beat it.
I try a little bit, but yeah, this is just cutting up the brisket, man, getting it ready for dinner time. You cut it up, like I say, cut the flat that way, cut the point the opposite way. When you're not cutting it, try to lay it, the point and the flat, where the cut piece is down, so no juice is getting out. Yeah, we got the ribs out of the smoker now, man. These are also 3-2-1 method. Gary knows. How were those?
So good.
So good. 3-2-1 method, like I said, they're fall off the bone. I understand all you competition barbecue guys out there, fall off the bone's not gonna win you barbecue competitions, but eating wise, we love it like that. Up here in Michigan, I mean, maybe not all Michiganders, but I mean, look at that. That knife glides right through. If it wasn't sped up the video, you'd hear our reactions, but we're just talking over it to make this video shorter for you. You see the bones just falling out, man. It's that's stuck to the bottom because of that glaze, that burnt stuff. That ain't nasty. It's not burnt bird. It's delicious. But these ribs right here, man, cut them up. These anytime I cook barbecue, these are the hit of the thing, man. Anybody, they go crazy for the ribs. They are unbelievable. You see the bark on them. That's the 3-2-1 method.
Alright guys, as you can see, we got all of our side, everything is done, and we have our final product.
Heck yeah.
We got our style on smoked mac and cheese. We got Ridge's
Ribs, barbecue ribs, brisket.
yeah, different seasonings. So yeah, we're gonna try it out. We know
We'll
it's
give it a
fire,
rating real
you know.
quick.
But yeah, we'll give it a rating real quick. Why not? Yeah.
My fork is right here already, but I'll give you I'm gonna take a bite out of this side. You'll take one out of that side.
Fair enough, yeah.
I'm just gonna pick this sucker up, rib style. Cheers.
Cheers, bud. It's got that fall apart texture, but with the firmness, you know, of ribs that you like.
I bit into that. It didn't completely fall off the bone. That's good.
Money. Here, I'll put this out here.
Out of 10, what would you give the ribs?
Um,
Let's eat them
out
all
of
first.
10?
Let's eat them all first.
Okay. What do you want? You go for
I'll take this piece.
I don't know.
5-second rule, folks. We're good.
5-second rule. Alright, cheers, bud. No, I've never been a big fan of fat, but fat mixed with the brisket.
Man, when it melts in your mouth like that,
Yeah. But you know that's been on the heat for hours
and then
to do that.
being in the cooler helps finish cooking it too, believe it or not.
Alright, the mac and cheese. Still haven't tried it yet.
Look at that. I'm gonna get.
Get yourself in there, get yourself a green onion.
I mean,
Nah, it's alright.
whatever. Look,
Cheers,
it's
bud.
still creamy up in there. Oh, still creamy.
Honestly, it's got the creaminess and melt. Perfect to go right with the meat, the savoriness of the meat, you know. Would you say it took on that smoky flavor? Because I think it kind of did.
A little bit.
Obviously, we
It
could have
did.
left it longer.
It did in the crust. The crust definitely has smoke flavor.
Yeah.
The noodles themselves,
They needed time.
well, you probably have to mix it up. I mean, the crust was the only part
True.
getting smoked.
That was exposed. Yeah.
All right, 1 through 10. 1 through 10, them all.
Like
And
the best I've ever had and the worst I've ever had is a 1.
10 is the best you ever had.
Alright.
1 is the worst you ever had. And then we're gonna
Alright.
what we think is best.
So right there is creeping out a 9 for me personally. That stuff's good right there. And then the mac and cheese, I think if I could incorporate that smoky flavor in the mac and cheese itself a little bit more, honestly it'd be higher. But I give it probably a solid 7.2,
Okay.
maybe a little higher. I don't know. It's pretty solid. It's
I think the ribs for me are the 8.4, like you said. I
Okay.
mean, I really, that's a respectable score. The brisket is like a 9.1, 9.2 to me. That
Yeah.
stuff is.
yeah. You just can't.
I mean, I did cook it, so whatever favoritism, but it's good. Mac and cheese, I'd give like a 8.6. I'd give it like 2 points higher in the ribs.
Yeah.
I really like the crunchiness on top if you want it, and then when you get down in it, look at that.
Gooiness. 5 cheeses in that sucker too, so
Mm.
can't go wrong. Maybe it needs more Gouda. That's the problem.
I like mac and cheese, but
Yeah.
we're gonna eat.
But yeah, thanks for watching, and let us know if you guys want any different options. So cheers.
All right, man. This is our cooking brisket, ribs, mac and cheese, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment, like. I mean, let us know what you want us to cook next. Me and Garrett both cook a ton. We love food, man. Love cooking. Let us know what you want next.
We love you guys.
Love you guys too. We'd love to cook whatever you want, man. We'll cook it for whoever.